You and the government are using Trump's tariffs threats as an excuse, effectively, to exhume the full ratification of CETA back from the dead. There are very good reasons that the Supreme Court buried it back in 2022. The Supreme Court ruled that the ratification of CETA would be unconstitutional because it gives extreme powers to shadowy private investor courts, which have no democratic oversight and cannot be overruled by Irish judges. If CETA passes and you have full ratification as you want, big multinationals will be able to sue the Irish state for loss of future earnings if it does anything that impinges on their profits. It's known as indirect expropriation, regardless of the social or environmental cost. All they have to do is to incorporate a subsidiary in Canada, and then they can use CETA's investor court system. If restrictions on data centres are brought in, which you obviously wouldn't agree with, for environmental reasons or to safeguard our water and energy, Amazon or Google could sue us for billions of euros. There's no way for Ireland to withdraw once it is fully implemented, only the EU as a whole. So why tie the hands of future governments and subordinate us to foreign multinationals?
Yeah, just in terms of the CETA trade deal, which also a number of deputies have raised, I would support what Deputy Malcolm Byrne has articulated. I would be very much opposed to what Deputy Murphy has articulated. CETA is in provisional operation as we speak, and the figures are very interesting in terms of the growth in trade between Ireland and Canada, and particularly Irish exports to Canada. I think it's gone up, and I can check this, up something like 460% in terms of exports over that period of time. That's phenomenal. And also then you have significant multinational presence of Canadian companies in Ireland, and then you have Irish companies based in Canada. And, you know, trade is the bread and butter of the Irish economy. We only put bread and butter on people's tables if we have a sufficiency of trade. We produce and export nearly 90%, sorry, we export 90% of what we produce. So I don't know how Deputy Paul Murphy believes we can protect the working class and workers if we're to turn our back on trade deals, because people will lose jobs. If we turn our back on trade deals of this kind that the European Union negotiates on behalf of the European member states, which have a significant impact on a small open economy like Ireland, which needs access to markets all over the world. It's that simple. And the Supreme Court didn't bury it. The Supreme Court actually indicated the remedy, the avenue to facilitating the legislation for the CETA trade deal, which Deputy Bachik has referenced, the Arbitration Act, sorry, apology in respect of that. And yes, we did, that was approved today by Cabinet, and that will go for legislation. The Occupied Territories Bill was approved today as well. Minister brought it to Cabinet. It will go to the, come into the Dáil and go to the Oireachtas committee.